Hello. Welcome back. My last video was posted over a year ago because I'm dysfunctional. I painted a Bob Ross painting on my face with acrylic paints because I'm bipolar and I was off of my medicine. So, today we're gonna do a whole new level of headassery and talk about conspiracy theories. Alright, so I personally have a love for conspiracy theories. I think they are fantastic, I think they're fun, and I think they just tickle your brain bits a little bit in a really good, fun way. I was thinking about things tickling my brain. Ugh. Anyways, so a few of my favorites are the hollow moon theory, the hollow earth theory, and the reptilians. Basically everything has a theory that it's hollow, and I enjoy that because I also am hollow on the inside. So, let's get started. We're gonna start with the hollow moon theory because it's one of my favorites because we know less about the moon than we do the earth. So it's a lot harder to discredit, even though it is absolutely wackadoodle. So there's two theories. One has more backing than the other because one's a little bit crazier than the other. The shorter version is that there is a certain group of people who believe that the moon is an egg. What's in the egg? Who knows? It could be a dragon. It could be a giant space chicken bent on destroying our world. Can you imagine that? So you got the moon, right? And then it just breaks open. A giant chicken comes out and it goes, and it just destroys the entire planet. It just raises everything. All of the trees start falling over. There's hurricanes, tsunami, everything just goes right to shit. I love that. That's cute. Anyway, the one that has more backing to it and started longer ago is the theory that the moon is actually a spaceship for ancient aliens that brought us here to this planet. So I have a couple of notes about it. So the first recorded occurrence, if you will, of the hollow moon theory was by a guy called Edmund Halley in 1692. Back in 1692, this man was like, you know what, I'm at the ripe old age of 13 and I think that the moon is a spaceship. I don't know what a spaceship is, but that's what the moon is. It's definitely a spaceship. And everybody else was like, you know what, I'm gonna die in about 6 months anyway, so who cares? The first popular publication inciting the hollow moon theory was by a very popular science fiction author known as H.G. Wells in his 1901 novel, The First Men in the Moon. He borrowed some ideas from a 1741 novel called Niels Kim's Underground Travels by Ludwig Holberg. Now, as you can see, this is a very, this theory goes way back to the time where men had not even been to space yet. And people were like, there are aliens that live inside of the moon and they're definitely there. And you know what? I love that idea. I think it's wonderful. I think it's great and I think I want to be friends with them. So in 1970, Michael Basin and Alexander Sherpagov from the Soviet Academy of Sciences wrote an article entitled, "Is the Moon the Creation of Alien Intelligence?" Published in a kind of like a Reader's Digest of the Soviet Union at the time called Sputnik. That's fun. And basically their saying was that the craters on the moon that we all assume, because we can't prove it, have been made by meteors, just coming in and going and denting the moon. They're like, yeah, those aren't dents. If you look at them, they look like they have flat or even convex bottoms. So the bottom is like this instead of like this. Now you'd think if something punched the moon, if something punched the moon, if it's flat and you punch it, it's gonna bend in, right? So the bottom of those craters should be concave. What they're saying is that they're either flat or convex, and that they weren't caused by meteors hitting the moon, but rather drilling down to the beneath the surface of the moon. And instead of being able to go beneath the surface, they got through the outer couple layers of rocky surface and hit a much harder fortified armored shell beneath it and couldn't drill past it, so that's why they have flat or convex bottoms. The smaller meteors do make some concave divots, but they were like, no, definitely things were trying to drill into the moon and they got stuck. Like, they just stuck. Now note, this was in 1970. Man first stepped on the moon in 1969. So, like, it's real close together. Basically, man stepped on the moon, and then these guys were like, yeah, no, somebody's been drilling into the moon trying to find the aliens down in there. And they were like, yeah, no, that's not about it. What else? There's an astrophysicist whose name I'm not even going to remotely attempt to pronounce. It's not happening. Sorry, dude. Who said that the Martian moon Phobos was an artificial satellite and hollow. So not even just our moon, we're saying other moons are also hollow. So think about it, every single moon out there is a spaceship. They're all spaceships and they're all gunning for you. You're welcome. So another backing for the hollow moon theory is that after the 1969 moon landing, there were these machines called seismometers placed on the moon's surface by the one of the Apollo missions that records moonquakes, like earthquakes, but for the moon, which is fun. And moonquakes are interesting because they don't behave the same way as earthquakes, where our earthquakes are caused by tectonic plates shifting and bumping into each other and, you know, going up and under and all around Six Flags style. Moonquakes are much different. They're caused by other things that I don't know about because I am not an astrophysicist. But it has been noted before that the moon has rung like a bell. Now, if you think about it, a bell goes ding dong because it's a big metal shell that's hollow. So when you hit it, the vibrations rattle around inside and come out the little funnel bottom and get louder and louder because that's just the way bells freaking work, right? Well, the Apollo 12 deliberately crashed on part of its, you know, whatever, on the moon's surface and said that it rang like a bell for an hour. So they went bam, and that little sucker just rang like a bell for an entire hour. How could it possibly not be a hollow metal thing if it's literally ringing like a bell? I rest my case. As far as what the aliens are doing in the moon and all of that business, there's a couple of theories, and some of these I can't remember if I read them somewhere or if they came to me in a dream. So maybe I'm crazy. That's not a maybe, I am crazy. Okay, so Earth has been through, scientists say, 5 mass extinctions, and actually we're currently going through the 6th, so in case you were wondering, yes, you're going extinct. Anywho, one of the theories is that there used to be sentient life on Earth that left during one of the first mass extinctions. And when they left, they were already, you know, an advanced society, and they took their spaceships out and they, you know, went to the moon and left, you know, just a couple of people here and there on the Earth to be like, yeah, you know what, you guys try to survive this and, you know, proliferate and do what you gotta do to survive. We're gonna go chill up here. So basically the aliens that are on the moon are actually kind of humanoid in a way because they are humans from before one of the mass extinctions on Earth, which is kind of a nifty theory, except for the fact that, you know, they abandoned us. That's fun. And then whenever we advance enough, it's all gonna start over and we're gonna be the aliens in the moon, so that'll be fun. Yeah. Also, the aliens in the moon could be from other galaxies or whatever, come in to check up on us and see if we're a danger to anyone other than ourselves. So far, not so much. Anyways, that's the hollow moon theory, or at least what I know of it. If you have any other suggestions, go ahead and comment them below what you think is in the moon. It's fun. Now, the hollow earth theory. in researching the hollow earth theory, there is a surprising amount of information out there backing the theory. But, you know, we all learn in elementary school and stuff what the earth is made up out of. It's, you know, the crust, and then the outer mantle, and the inner mantle, and then the outer core, and then the inner core. Everybody had to make those, like, you know, dioramas for science class and stuff in, like, 4th grade or whenever it was. Or maybe you didn't, and I was just in the gifted and talented classes, which is why I have anxiety now and crippling depression. But that's beside the point. Anyway, so we all know that that is what we are taught. That is what we are taught is inside the earth. Do you want to know what's actually inside the earth? Because I know. So, this goes even further back than the hollow moon theory. The hollow moon theory, the first, you know, noted occurrence of it was in 1692 or whatever it was. I didn't even know my cat was back there. Was in 1692 or whatever. The hollow earth theory can date all the way back to ancient Greeks, Buddhists, Judaism, and even Christian hell at one point noted that the inside of the earth would be hollow, because all of these religions and cultures and groups believed in an underworld or an afterlife. They called it the underworld because apparently some of them believed that that actual underworld was literally under the world. Like when you told somebody to go to hell, you were telling them to like just dig down a little bit, go live there for a while. I hate you. There are also native cultures, you know, like Native Americans, Native Brazilians, South Americans, you know, native cultures all over the planet. Well, in Native American cultures, such as the Mandan, the Iroquois, and then Native Brazilians and Incans all believed that their ancestors came from the ground. Said that they come from underneath and came up and, you know, started living life above ground, and that all of their ancestors came from underground. The Incans even believed that some of their ancestors were still under there to this day. And then the Hopi natives in America believed that there was a, I'm gonna butcher this, so I'm really sorry to anybody out there who is Hopi. I am not. I am Cherokee. The Hopi believe that there's a Sipapu entrance in the Grand Canyon that leads to the underworld, which is terrifying. So basically, you know how you can hike the Grand Canyon? They believe that if you go down in the Grand Canyon and you go like searching around or whatever, there's gonna be a cave down there that leads you straight to hell. Shut up, I didn't ask you. Straight to hell. And then, one of my favorite hollow earth theories is not even one of these ancient ones. It's just very interesting to me that it has so much ancient backing. But one of the hollow earth theories is literally that, if you've ever seen Doctor Who, there's an episode on this. I don't remember what episode it is, but I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it in the description because it is interesting. So we've all heard about the reptilians, right? The reptilian humanoids that are bloodthirsty, bent on taking over our world, destroying our civilization, and just crippling us from within, right? It's been said that Taylor Swift is a reptilian, that Justin Bieber's a reptilian, Trump, Obama, Katy Perry, the Queen. Literally everyone in power has been killed and replaced by reptilian humanoids. And I've seen pictures, I think, of Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, the Queen, and Trump, all where their eyes supposedly caught a camera flash in such a way that you could see like the shapeshifter's eyes, like their eyes blink as like reptilian slitted pupils for a minute. And it's really creepy because it holds some backing, especially, you know, for Trump. Pretty much anyone would believe that he's a cold-blooded, bloodthirsty lizard. Anywho, so in this Doctor Who episode, within the Earth is this ancient reptilian civilization that is light years more advanced than the human race. But they've just been living underground for centuries, even millennia, just doing their own thing, and sometimes kind of helpfully guiding the humans on the planet whenever they would start, you know, trying to get into wars with each other and murder each other, as we are wont to do as humans. Because if there's one thing humans are really good at, it's murder. Changed my mind. Anywho, so this is such a prevalent conspiracy theory that approximately 4% of Americans actually believe this to be true, that our governments and celebrities and stuff have all been taken over by reptilian humanoids that are bent on destroying us. Why do you keep asking for attention if you don't want it? This is Dauntless, and she's horrible. No cats were harmed in the making of this film. This is not a film. This is the ramblings of a crazy person. You're welcome. Shut up. I didn't ask you. Anywho, where was I at? Reptilians. So, basically they live underground in these super advanced communities, and they don't come above ground because basically they hate us. And the ones that do come above ground are bloodthirsty and want to kill us all and take over the top side of the world. They're sick of living underground, they're sick of living in their tunnels and stuff, and they want to breathe some fresh air, you know, smog and whatnot, because we're tearing apart this planet. We even drove Bill Nye crazy. He caught a globe on fire for funsies. Anyway, I wonder if he's a reptilian. Bill Nye, are you a reptilian? I need to know. Let me know. I have a friend, her name's Devin, and at one point she was living in Florida. I'm gonna have to censor a lot of this story, so if there's anything in it that I'm not supposed to say on the internet, I'm gonna say puppy. Anyway, so she was living in Florida, she was homeless and addicted to puppies, and I'm just kidding, she's fine. And she started living with this guy and his girlfriend that she'd met that she was friends with, and he was a special kind of person. He was a very interesting dude. I don't remember his name, and wherever you are, dude, if you're still alive, please never come find me. You terrify me deep in my soul. Anyways, so he leaves one day tripping on puppies, and Devin's just, you know, at home. He comes back later and is looking for, you know, the puppy that he already took, and he can't find it anywhere, and he's convinced that Devin stole his last tab of puppy, even though he was already on it and was literally tripping out. And then he started screaming at her because he was convinced that these reptilians were real and was convinced that Devin was one of them, and that she had stolen his puppy because that was what was enlightening him to the existence of the reptilians, and that she was going to try to kill him and overthrow the entire government or whatever. And so he freaked out on her and started trying to attack her, and then she had to run away. She's safe now. She lives in Hawaii. I love you, Devin. Thanks for letting me borrow your story. Let me see, what else can I say about these? Not much else. Basically, the moon is either an egg or a spaceship. The Earth is full of reptiles. They're all just down in there, full of reptiles, or hell. The inside of the Earth could also be hell. Or reptiles. Like, a ton of people in America believe that our entire society is run by the reptiles, which is fun. And I really enjoy conspiracy theories. I think they are great fun. I think they are a good brain teaser, and they give me so much joy. I hope they gave you guys some joy too. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe button down below. I hate when people say that, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I hate myself. Alrighty, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna go stand barefoot in a creek in the middle of the woods. Comment down below if you need me to get you anything. Bye.